Welcome back, my friends. So, from where we started down there in the parking lot to right here exactly at our trail junction, where we have to make this right, is exactly half a mile, which is pretty cool. Things usually never end on exact markings, but today we're doing a 6.1 mile loop. We are at the Williamsport, Pennsylvania Water Authority. We've been here before. Probably a couple years ago, Miss Mindy and I came here and did a trail that kind of looped around to right here, and it's called the Bluebird Trail. That was pretty awesome, and I think we're actually going to end up on that trail too, coming back down through here and walking back down this way. But this trail we're about to take is called Raccoon Trail. I think I did see someplace along the lines, that it was called Raccoon Mountain Trail. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. Either way, there's a raccoon in there someplace. But again, 6.1 mile loop. I don't really remember whether this is an easy, moderate, or hard loop, but we have all these warning signs, as you've seen before. Warning, restricted area, do not enter. Violators will be prosecuted. So we're going to make sure we kind of stay out of like the woods, and we're just going to keep on trail as usual. So it's been, oh man, like 3.5 weeks since I've been out on trail, and let me tell you what, I've been missing it. Been going through, hold on, let me put this map away here. All right, been going through a lot of crap with looking for a home and whatnot. If you've kept up with the channel, you've seen the camper life videos and whatnot. And yeah, trying to buy a home, and it's fun, but it's stressful too. So, but we're out here to forget about the stress and explore and, well, see what we see. So hang out with me. At least I hope you'll hang out with me. I really don't know what we're going to see on this trail, if we see anything. This just might be a stroll in the woods, my friends. Not sure. This is something I've been wanting to do again for quite a long time. Actually, ever since Miss Mindy and I did the Bluebird Trail up there with the ruins and whatnot. Even before we did that trail, I did a little bit of research and found this trail and just kind of always wanted to do it. And what pushed me is a good friend of mine. She did this just recently with her boyfriend, and excuse me, it just kind of pushed me to get out here today. Weather's perfect today, 60 degrees, sunshine, blue skies, a little bit of cloud coverage, but we're out here. If we get a nice spot to sit down, I'm gonna just enjoy being out here. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and just kind of enjoy the solitude. Because like I said, it's been like 3 weeks since I've been out here, and I need this. I think Miss Mindy knew I needed this too, because she could sense the grumpiness that was coming out of me. It is getting warm with this hoodie on, though. I might have to shed this. Boy, I'll tell you, if this was a backpacking trail, there'd be plenty of spots to set up camp. Plenty of wide open areas, flat areas, especially down in here. But there is no campsites here. Again, this is just like a day hike trail. Just come out and enjoy the solitude of what Mother Nature has to offer. It is really pretty out through here. Kind of feel like I'm walking to a cabin, but if this whole trail is this way, this is going to be pretty sweet. Well, all right, we got some water up here. You know, I will say, one of the worst things about being out on trail is when you have to relieve yourself and you're on a trail that's got a lot of people on it. And if you happen to step off trail to relieve yourself, you're always looking both ways to see if anybody's coming. And I'm talking about number one, not number two. I would hold it if it was number two. Speaking of, specifically in this area, there are no bathrooms provided. So if you do have to go just that bad, you're gonna have to pop out into the woods, bring your trowel, or just use your hands and dig a hole. But we're coming upon a junction here. We'll see which way we gotta go. Okay, trail junction. This is the shortcut. This would take us back down to the gravel road that led us to the original point where we had to take that left onto this trail. But to continue our trek, we got to go this way. And again, the trail looks, I mean, it's all flat. There's nothing hard so far about this trail. We are only like a mile and a half into this, but I feel like we're making pretty good time. Not that time is of the essence, and I'm thankful for that breeze today. I'm sure you guys can hear it. I'm not sure if I said it earlier, but today is Easter Sunday. Miss Mindy would be with me today, but she is with her mom and whatnot. And yeah, she's with her mom and her family, and my family's back home eating lasagna for Easter dinner. To me, that's not the typical Easter dinner, but Miss Mindy doesn't have her own car, so I either have to chauffeur her or just let her take the vehicle. And I really wasn't about sitting home today. Yesterday, the weather was it was beautiful except for one part of the day. About 3:30 to 4:30, an hour of the day, it got so nasty outside with fast, gusty winds and just a downpour of rain. But other than that, it was in the mid-70s. I could have gone out on some type of adventure yesterday, but I had looked at the weather report and I had looked at the sky, and I don't know, it tricked me yesterday. So that's why we're out here today. Excuse me, we're not eating dinner with the family, but we're coming upon this really cool rock bridge that I did see in many of the pictures. Get my shadow out of there, but in between the rocks, it appears there's concrete in between them to kind of link them together. Here's a better shot. It's really gritty. I don't know. Maybe it could be like mud or something, but that down there is definitely deep enough to swim in. Not super deep. That might be about 3 or 4 foot, but check that out. Here's the other side. Water moving pretty good today. Looks refreshing for sure. Go back over here on the other side now. Yeah, oh, it's even deeper under there. How about it? Yeah, that's definitely got to be held together by like concrete. I mean, as you can see, it's got like a concrete base to it, but again, water flowing good, looks clean, looks refreshing. speaking of, let's grab a water break, shall we? So apparently that was one of the 3 places that's considered picture worthy. There's 3 places on trail. I just noticed All Trails has a little like blackened gray area with a picture of a camera. So, I mean, the bridge was cool. If that was the only thing we see, that's cool with me. But hey, if there's another one, I'm good with that too. You've seen in the middle, or at the beginning, I should say, beginning of the video, there was like something about a schoolhouse, but there was a trail that went down in. And I'm not sure if there's ruins there of the schoolhouse, but also there was warning signs that like, do not trespass, basically. So like, I don't know, like, should I be able to see it from the trail here, or are we allowed to walk into that only? I don't know. Man, this creek is just flowing amazing. Well, that's pretty cool. It's getting to be that time of year where the bugs are coming out. So I might have to start spraying on some off. I gotta buy a new can first. I did, however, spray my clothing and my bag and my hat down with permethrin. For those of you who don't know, most of you do, permethrin is actually great for keeping the bugs away, but mainly ticks. Like, don't get on me. We all know ticks can cause Lyme disease, and yeah, none of us want to deal with that. My dog's got that, poor thing. Well, there's a trail, and it really has not changed since we turned onto it. It's been pretty flat, minus a little dip here and there. A little bit of gravel, a little bit of leaves, a little bit of grass. Easy hiking today. You are here. So I think this might be a vista or something, because again, I think up here is where I seen the other camera. So there's at least something to see or take a picture of. And then we'll go back down here, and I believe this is like part of the Bluebird Trail. And this is going to take us right back down to, or no, excuse me, this is the Bluebird Trail. This is continuing to the Raccoon Trail. But get the camera back up here where you can see. We can actually go off on the Bluebird Trail and see the Remington Mansion ruins. But we'll actually probably keep going this way. So, yeah, let's keep going. So if you guys want to see that Remington Mansion ruins, please go back out. Go back in my videos and check out, I believe it's the Bluebird Trail. But I will link it in the description, so you guys can just like go down there, click on it, and watch it if you want to. It's a short hike. I think it was like a total of like 3 miles or something like that. It's pretty cool to find those ruins. Finding anything like that on trail is really cool, to be honest with you. I was actually telling my dad, when I'm out on trail and I run across like an old cabin or an old abandoned house or anything ruins like that, it is kind of spooky, especially when the structure is still there and abandoned. A couple reasons. You don't know if it's inhabited by wildlife, people that are suffering from an addiction, or homeless people that are just defensive. So it's always kind of creepy, even looking at the backstory of it. So yeah, we're way out here now. I hear a little bit of traffic, but not much. By the way, we've hit the 2.5 mile marker. I think at that next vista, or whatever it is, we'll sit down and probably have our coffee. Oop, little bit of dog poo right there. Wish people would clean up after them. Looks like we got a tree down. Yeah, snapped off from up there. That was an old standing deadwood. I'll bet. I mean, you can tell just by looking at it that it's dead. But we will go our way around here. All right, we got a bridge to cross up here. How about it? Looks kind of rickety, but oh, it's held up by steel beams. That's gonna hold us for sure. All right, well, that was pretty cool. Steel beam like bridge, but it had concrete slabs across it to walk on. That's definitely going to be strong for years to come. All right, we got a little bit of an incline to do here. As you can see, they've found ways to kind of block off trails. I don't think you can use that anymore, I should say. Well, apparently we get this camera right here. Apparently we have made it past our last viewpoint on the trail. Really nothing to see. It said creek below the picture symbol, but like there's really nothing, nothing spectacular. You can barely see I mean, you can see it, but like for a good photo op, So probably should have just stopped at that bridge and sat down and had some coffee. Kind of took it all in, Who knows? We might find something else. I'm just happy to be out here, my friends. I'm in a really nice shaded part of the trail. Wow, I say that and here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, doo doo doo. Anybody tell me who did that song? We got a junction here. Well, I don't think this is a junction. Yeah, just trail signage. But anyway, we just kind of entered a shadier spot. And you can definitely tell the difference from being in the sun versus not being in the sun. Okay, a checkpoint. We are here. We have all this way to go, which is about another 3 miles. So not bad. And I'm not sure the time wise. What do we got here? 2:30 in the afternoon or abouts. So we're gonna go this way. I'm sure you can see that Raccoon Trail sign right there. So let's keep going. Cruisy, cruisy. That's what they mean. If you ever hear another hiker say you can just cruise or cruisy, cruisy, that means because the trail is flat and you can just go. You're not tired. You can just keep an even pace. My walking speed is anywhere from 2 to 2.5 miles an hour. But keep in mind, I'm a 6 foot tall guy. I got long legs. We are almost at our 4 mile marker, my friends. And while I got you back here, I just want to remind you that May 24th, Pavilion C, it is Memorial Day weekend, my friends. Pavilion C at Knoebels Amusement Park. There is a YouTube meetup hosted by Tony from Random Adventures 2.0. I am going. It is Saturday, May 24th. Again, Pavilion C at Knoebels Amusement Park. Tony said he'd be there from open to close. And again, I'm not sure what time they open. I think it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. And they go till like, it's either 11 or midnight. Then they close down. You can camp there. They do have a camping area. You'll have to get online and check that out. I will put the website below that you can book your campsite if you choose to. If you choose to make a day trip out of it, like very much like I'm going to. I will be there, I want to say around noonish. And I'll be there for probably 5 or 6 hours. I'm not going to hang out till midnight because I got to drive a couple hours to get there. I believe Tony lives in that area, so he doesn't have trouble. He does not have far to travel to get there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting some other YouTubers that I watch. Tony himself, number one. Number two, I think Walter Zolna is going to be there. I think Cliff, the Wandering Woodsman, is going to be there. And Todd, Camping with Champion. I'm looking forward to meeting that guy. Go show all of them some love. The Wandering Woodsman, Walter Zolna, Tony, Random Adventures 2.0, and Todd, Camping with Champion. And whoever else might be there. I don't know who else is going to be there. I'm excited. It's my first meetup. So, again, Saturday, May 24th, Pavilion C at Knoebels Amusement Park. We'll see you there. I hope to see you guys. You can come meet myself, meet the other guys and gals, and I don't know, just take part in the day. If you're a YouTuber, I've heard Tony say, and I strongly recommend that you come out, meet some fellow YouTubers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So onward and not necessarily upward. Onward and flatward, I guess. And by the way, the meetup, it costs nothing to get into the park. It costs nothing to park. The only thing you have to pay for is the tickets to ride the rides or your food. Or you can bring your cook set and cook your own food. But yeah, again, it's free to park. It's free to get in. You just have to pay for your food or your book of tickets to ride the rides. So keep that in mind. And we have now just hit our exact 4 mile marker, my dudes. 2 more miles to go. Shouldn't be long before there's a right turn onto the Bluebird Trail, but again, we're not going to take that trail. I already did that trail. And again, I will state the Remington Mansion ruins are on that. And again, I'll link that video in the description box. So if you want to, you can go check that out. By the way, our elevation gain today was not much at all. 480 feet, that's it. All right, so we're not very far from making our left-hand turn. As a matter of fact, I can see the blazing and just vaguely the arrow right now. We're gonna make a left-hand turn, and then it'll be about 1.5 miles back to the parking lot. So not a bad day, all in all, my friends, not a bad day. I'm so happy to be out here. I needed today. Easy hike, hard hike, moderate hike, doesn't matter what kind of hike it is. I like to hike in general. But more often than not, I'm pushing myself with some pretty decent inclines, as you've heard me huff and puff before. So, all right, let's see where this next junction of trail takes us. By the way, you can ride mountain bikes on this trail as well. So if you're ever out here, or if you're ever traveling through the area, because this is along Williamsport, is right on a major highway. So yeah, we're going to be back on a gravel trail. All right. All right, you are here. Wait, no. Enter at gate, park, and sign in at visitor park. No, sorry. We are here. So you have this to walk. This will meet back up with the gravel trail that takes us right back to the parking lot. This is the way we got to go, so we shall go. Notice I never did shed my sweatshirt today. It's probably because over the past 3 weeks I have been eating nothing but garbage food. Well, no, I did have a salad. I'm 41, my friends, and I really need to start watching what I put in my body. I don't know about you guys, but I need to stop for a water break. I am famished, and we haven't even walked that far. Ooh, that exposed sweat on my back is cold when it's compressed against my skin. Holy Lord. Wow. That was a shock to the system. So you'll notice there are other trails. So this is part of the Bluebird and Aqueduct Trail. There is no biking on this trail. But you can see the blue blazing up there on the right. But this is not where we're at. We're actually right here. But we are on part of the Bluebird Trail. Out in this area someplace is the Remington Mansion ruins. Again, we're not going out there. You can check out that video. We're going to continue down this way, which again, this trek out here is half mile to the dirt road or to the gravel road that let us in. Then it's half mile back to the parking lot when we turn right. So today has been a super easy day, but an awesome hike nonetheless. Well, this is the second time I planned on like stopping and doing lunch or coffee or something, and I haven't been able to. So I will do coffee in the back of the truck when I get back to the parking lot, because I really want a cup of coffee. Well, here again, you can't always believe all trails. It said this trail was 6.1 miles. We're already over 6.1 miles, my friend. My friend. Anyway, it's a pair of underwear and a t-shirt, it looks like. Anyway, yeah, so don't always rely on your GPS. Probably by the end of this, we'll hit probably close to 7 miles, maybe. I'll let you know on the screen when we get done. But our junction where we turn back to the parking lot is straight ahead. All right, here we are. Last half mile back to the vehicle. Doesn't seem like half a mile back to the parking lot, but all straight, pretty much all flat. Whole trail's pretty much been flat today. I've sweat, but very little. All right, prescription coffee and prescription creamer. Oh, that looks so good already. Take our little spoon here and give it a quick stir. Hopefully that creamer cooled it down. I guess, my friends, this is where I'm going to leave you. All in all today, we did 6.8 miles. I told you it'd be close to 7. But anyway, happy Easter again. I hope you all get out and get on the trail. So with all that being said, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, and y'all be good to each other. We'll see you next time. By the way, if you feel like supporting the channel even further, you can hit that buy me a coffee down in the description box if you want to. I appreciate your view. I appreciate your subscription. I even appreciate those likes and comments. So, but if you want to go a step above, hit buy me a coffee and make sure you buy me a coffee that tastes way better than this. Take care, guys.